You already had that feeling that everything was going well with a woman. You were talking, there seemed to be a real connection. She showed interest, laughed at her jokes, answered fast, and suddenly, out of nowhere, she changes. It gets cold, it starts to take to answer, treats you with indifference, or worse, it simply disappears. Have you been through this? If so, it is very likely that you have made a simple but fatal mistake that makes any woman lose interest, even if you are a nice, attentive, and genuine guy. And the worst, most men don't even realize they are doing this. But today, you will understand exactly why this happens, and most importantly, how to prevent it from happening to you. What I will reveal to you now is something that few men know. These are almost invisible details of male behavior that move directly with a woman's emotional system, with the trigger of attraction. This goes far beyond beauty, money, or status. True seduction happens in the psychological. It's subtle, emotional, almost invisible, but powerful enough to make a woman completely addicted to you or forget you in a matter of hours. The truth is that women are extremely sensitive to small signs of male behavior. And when you make this error, this specific slip that many confuse with showing interest, her brain activates a defense mechanism that says, this guy is not as interesting as it seemed. And so, the charm breaks. But calm down. It is not yours to blame. No one taught you that. No school, no friends, no random advice on the internet will show you what you will learn here today. Because what you will see now is based on the psychology of attraction, the one that works in practice, in everyday life, in real life. So if you have tired of seeing women moving away from you for no apparent reason, if you want to understand how to create a true connection, keep her interest on the rise, and be that guy she can't stop thinking, watch until the end. What I will show you can literally turn the way you relate. It can change the way you communicate, how you are perceived by women, and how you position yourself in any kind of relationship. But before explaining to you what this error is and how to correct it quickly and definitively, I want to make you an important request. Before continuing, he comments down here, enough of making mistakes. Yes, write that. Because only the fact that you are here seeking to understand more about attraction, how the female mind works, and how to improve your results in relationships, already puts you ahead of 90% of the guys outside. And when you write this in the comments, you are not just showing me that you are committed, you are sending a signal to your own mind. I'm ready to turn the game. This is no longer a shallow video with ready-made phrases or canned tactics. Here we talk about high-value male behavior, confidence construction, how to become a man who naturally attracts without having to run after or humiliated by attention. And this change begins with a simple step. Decide that you will do different from now on. So already leave the like in this video. It helps this content to reach more men who are losing amazing women simply because they don't know what they are doing wrong. And if you are new here, you are now subscribed to the channel, because every week I bring content like this, direct, practical, and based on the real psychology of relationships. Now, yes, let's go to the point, because the mistake I will reveal to you now is what separates the guy who arouses desire, respect, and connection from the one who is forgotten right after the first conversation. And I'm sure you don't want to be this second kind of face. So pay attention, because from now on, you will understand exactly where you are making a mistake and how to correct it once and for all. And now that you understand the importance of taking the reins of your evolution in relationships, let's straight to what you are really making you lose interest from that woman who until then seemed to be completely connected with you. There is a subtle, almost invisible, but extremely destructive mistake that many men make, and worse, thinking they are being loving, caring, or even romantic. But the truth is that this behavior has a name, the error of the hidden needy. And if you keep acting like this, you will continue to push women away without even understanding why. This error happens when you, even without realizing it, begins to demonstrate the need for validation all the time. And this can come in the small sentences, in the small gestures, between the lines of your behavior. When do you send that "did you really like me" right after the first date? Or when a distant conversation ends, "let me know if you want to get out again, okay?" Waiting for an answer that confirms that she is still interested. These phrases, however harmless as they seem, communicate a devastating message to the female brain: lack of self-confidence. And that activates a mental alert. The woman unconsciously perceives that she is dealing with a man who is still trying to prove herself, who needs acceptance all the time, who is not comfortable who he is. And when that happens, it begins to disconnect emotionally. The interest is decreasing, the desire disappears, and you are not understanding why. What you need to understand is that the female brain reacts to the perception of emotional value. It is not your words that matter. It is the energy you transmit, the silent behavior, the posture you assume in the face of interaction. The woman feels her value even before hearing what you will say. And if you act as someone who needs her approval to feel good, she loses her stimulus to keep investing emotionally in you. The woman connects with the man who is already valued, who does not depend on her validation to feel enough. The guy who is there because he wants and not because he needs it. It shows interest, yes, but it does it naturally, balanced, without trying to convince anyone of anything. This does not mean being cold. It does not mean playing, but to understand that you need to be your own validation center. When you understand that, your energy changes. The way you talk, position yourself, even your body language, everything begins to show safety. And security is magnetic. This is what generates real attraction. Want to see a practical example? Instead of asking, "Did you enjoy going out with me?" you can just say, "It was fun to be with you today." And that's it, without expecting anything in return, without playing the responsibility of interest to her. You have shown presence, authenticity, and have not lost value. Simple, straightforward, and extremely powerful. This is what separates ordinary men from men who understand the psychological game of seduction. The woman realizes when you are comfortable with silence, with the response time, with the space between the messages. She realizes when you are not trying to fill a void with her attention. And that's when the game becomes. This is when you start to be seen as someone of high value. Now it tells me, have you been looking for signs of approval all the time? Have you already sent messages desperately waiting for a response just to feel validated? If so, he comments down here, "I was the hidden needy." Don't be ashamed, because change begins in recognition. And if you're still with me here, leave the like in this video, subscribe to the channel, and also comment on "Valor attracts precise fata," if it made sense to you. Because now that you understand what is away from women, it's time to find out what really activates female desire and makes it run after you. So now that you have understood the silent error that erodes the attraction, the famous behavior of the hidden needy, it's time to talk about what you should do instead of it, because it is not enough just to stop showing need. It is necessary to replace this pattern with attitudes and behaviors that transmit value, arouse genuine interest, and that make it clear that you are a safe man with presence and does not live in the function of female approval. It all starts with the way you introduce yourself energetically. Her body language is the first sign she captures, long before you open your mouth. A man who has value is not restless. He is not too gesturing, does not circumvent himself to please. It is relaxed. Breathing deep, shoulders aligned, quiet movements. This gives a powerful message. I'm home inside myself, and this is absurdly attractive. When you talk to a woman, look in her eyes naturally. Not like who is trying to hypnotize, nor like the one who is afraid of being rejected. Simply keep your look firm and quiet, like who is comfortable with the present moment. This conveys confidence, conveys presence, and women react with intensity to a man's emotional presence. Now pay attention to this here. Don't try to convince you that you are interesting. This is a classic mistake. The guy begins to list everything he does, everything he has achieved, tries to look too funny, intelligent, too different. And do you know what this communicates? Exactly the opposite. That says, I'm trying to prove my value because I don't think I'm enough. And when she feels it, boom, the charm breaks. Instead, be straightforward, but light. A phrase like, I like to talk to you. If you roll again, great. If not, that's okay too, carries immense power. She tells you that you are there because you want, not because you need to, that you value the connection, but are not dependent on there. This combination of confidence plus detachment is simply magnetic. And here is one of the biggest secrets that almost no one tells you. Give her room to invest too. Yes, that's right. Stop doing everything. Stop keeping the conversation always alive, to find meetings, to always be available. This does not mean being cold or playing. It only means respecting balance. Genuine interest is two-way. When you pull the rope too much, she feels that you are trying to hold something that doesn't need so much strength. But when you let go a little, when it shows that everything is okay if it does not roll, something changes. It starts to wonder what you have differently. It begins to feel like being around, to invest, to conquer you. This dynamic is essential for creating perceived value, because deep down, the attraction game is a mirror. The more you demonstrate emotional security and autonomy, the more she feels that she is facing a rare man, hard to find. And this activates the deepest triggers of desire and connection. Now, I want to propose you something. If you've been through a situation where you felt that you lost a woman for being too insecure or needy, comments here, I've done it, but I'm changing now. If this part of the video made sense to you, write in the comments valor and detachment. These words help to consolidate what you are learning and still strengthen the channel range. And of course, if you haven't left like it, do it now, because it shows that you want more content like this. Subscribe to the channel, because in the next video, I will show you how to make her run after you naturally. No pressure, no games, just with right positioning.